Hello, lovely, and welcome to the Essence of Expression podcast. Get ready to explore insights, lessons, practices, and wisdom from life for life. I'm your host, Arejay, healer, teacher, student, and sage. I'm excited and honored to have you with me on this journey. Let's dive in. Recently, I was reminded of Sankofa, an Akan word from the Akan people in Ghana, and I was reminded of it because that's what's been going on for about the past week or so. It's been this remembrance that's been happening. So the way I was introduced to the concept of Sankofa, like as I know it, it's basically to go back and get that which was forgotten, right? And it's depicted, there are two symbols for it. The traditional one is actually the bird depiction, where the bird flies forward and faces backward and has an egg usually in its mouth. But it's really this idea of learning from the past and taking the learnings from the past to help build and create the future, right? And I've always loved the concept, and I was really taken with the symbol. I wasn't taken with the bird version of the symbol. The second version of the Sankofa symbol is a very stylized heart, and the best way I can describe it is it's a heart with like curlicues on the side and an elongated tail that comes beyond the curlicues, right? But I was recently reminded of the concept, and it's just been an accumulation over the past few days, I'd say the past 5 or so days, that culminated this morning with the reminder to quit fighting for your limitations, through this very weird, strange dream I had this morning. But I wanted to share with you, because I wanted to share over the past few days some of the things that I've been returning back to that I had, for one reason or another, paused or gotten away from. And I think sometimes it happens that we move away from things, or we don't have to rely on something as heavily anymore, and then we forget that it's something that is available to us, right? It's something that we can return to. It's something that does help. It's something that we benefit from. And it's just, we, for one reason or another, we stop remembering, right? So the first thing was I was really feeling overwhelmed and going back and forth between overwhelm and like numbing and processing a lot. And I finally got a chance to like energetically cleanse my room. So I prefer to do it with smoke cleanse. So I got a chance to sage and then Palo Santo and then do some herb supported prayer. And it really helped the space feel very different. And it was a very insulating experience, right? So it kind of created this very safe womb space feel for me. And I could, like, not everything was coming at once. I wasn't being bombarded anymore. Things were able to like slow down and be looked at one at a time, grieve whatever I needed to grieve, better see like what was the lesson and what was the treasure, of a few different things. But it was my chance to return back to like stillness and darkness and silence right after, because I cleansed and I prayed, and then the house was empty. So like I just sat in that, and I just sat in that beautiful space that was created, and just sat with like the sacredness and with the beingness and with the messiness all simultaneously. And it was really fucking amazing and great and absolutely just what I needed, right? And so then insights started coming, breakthroughs started unfolding, like in that moment, but then also carrying on, well, till now. So I would say the next few days, but they haven't stopped yet, and I'm grateful and I love it. And I'm in a space where I can handle it, right? And I'm not needing to like ignore it or shut down or like kind of close off or whatever. So it's been a really good process, and lately I've been remembering more of who I am, because sometimes first there's like the massive forgetting and the conditioning away from, and then even as we remember, there's still moments where we forget these pieces of ourselves, or we get so caught up in the world and trying to do it the right way, we forget to find out and sit with ourselves and ask, what is my way with this? How am I meant to move through this? And so one example was I had realized that because I am focused on building a business right now, I was very focused on it, and I am not the person that does well with like, if just give me one thing and only one thing. That shit drives me nuts, and it's not something I want to do. It's not something I care to do, and it actually like dampens my creativity. And I had been trying to focus on business and not lose sight of business, and like doubling and tripling down on this all the while I was suffocating myself in it and moving myself into frustration. And at first I couldn't see that I was the reason, I was the cause of the frustration for myself, which, by the way, I'm a manifesting generator, so frustration is one of the, frustration is the, hey, you're not in alignment, like, come back, what are we doing, what's happening here, type of signals. But to realize that, and to be able to step away and start like the smoke cleanse and the prayer, I was able to really recalibrate a lot of how I'm like spending my day. So instead of trying to spend all day on doing the things to better understand business, to like start getting the word out about my business, etc., it shifted back to doing more things, right? And doing a variety of things, and not just trying to make myself take advantage of this time that I have right now and like focus it on one thing, because that's not where I am most lit up right now. Like the variety and stuff is what's lighting me up, and I need to follow that. And I know that. But again, sometimes we lose sight of things. And it was really something that I wanted to share with you, because it's also something that I work with my intuition a lot. And for some reason, I hadn't been bringing that into trying to set up the systems and the things that like the support and the structure of my business. I wasn't bringing it into that part, right? I bring it into my offers, I bring it into delivery, but for some reason I wasn't necessarily bringing it into structure, because I was sitting too much in the I don't know how to do this, right? And that's not really true. The truer statement would be, I don't trust myself yet to do this, because yes, this is new. I'm not sure what I am doing, but that doesn't mean that I don't know, right? There's still a way that wants to come through me. There is still a way I want to move, in a way that moving is going to be more beneficial to me. It's going to help me thrive, and it's going to nourish me and make it sustainable, rather than feeling like I'm building my own cage. And the same is true for you, right? The same is true for you. And so I wanted to bring this to you guys today to give you some examples, one, but also because I see similar invitations to you And those invitations include, what tools and wisdom can you revisit now? What past lesson can guide a different course? What treasure needs to be carried away, like needs to be carried forward, right? What treasure, what's that golden nugget, that wisdom, that really good thing that you need to go back and get, because it needs to come with you, right? And what is calling to you to return to? And now I want you to go back through those with yourself in mind. So, like, who you are, your values, your practices, the things that you know, the things that you've learned, your gifts, with yourself in mind. And like, what gifts, what wisdom, what tools can you bring forward to now? You already know them. What is it maybe time that you start playing with again? Right? What lesson has allowed you to move differently that maybe it got quiet as the years went on, as time went on, kind of faded from memory, right? What lesson that allowed you to move differently do you need to retouch? Right? What innate gifts, what skills, what aspect of yourself do you need to go sit back with and integrate with so that they can be carried forward, right? That's what I wanted to share with you today. I feel like this invitation is being made not just to me, although it's definitely, like, I've definitely been living in it for the last few days. I think it's an invitation that's being made to all of us. And as we look back to the past and as we move forward and build and create a future, part of what's going to be really important is discerning what should be the lesson and should be left behind in the past, right? Like, what needs a different course of action, and what is the treasure from the past that needs to be carried forward into this future, right? That's going to be beneficial, that is going to continue to serve for generations. And that discernment is going to be needed, and that courage to action on what you've seen and what you know and what you perceive is going to be required more and more. Thank you for your time and attention. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the show. If someone came to mind while you were listening to this episode, please take a moment to share it with them. If you're interested in joining a community and diving further into these topics, please visit theessenceofexpression.com/community and request to join our community group. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night or day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.